Lewis Hamilton has underlined that he's not planning on retiring from Formula One anytime soon. Some of his critics, including former F1 owner Bernie Ecclestone, believe it is best for the seven-time champion to step aside, but the Brit is dead set to turn his fortunes at Ferrari around. As the most famous driver headed for the most famous team in F1, there was logically a lot of fanfare around Hamilton's transfer to Ferrari. Despite taking a sprint win in China, Hamilton has not been up to snuff since driving the Scarlet Red car, having yet to score a Grand Prix podium, while teammate Charles Leclerc has done so 5 times this season. Ecclestone went as far as saying Hamilton needs to retire mid-season, and others have called on the 40-year-old to call it a day as well. But the man from Stevenage himself has other ideas. Quote, "I have no intention of stopping anytime soon. I really appreciate that Fernando Alonso is continuing, because it means he's older than me. I'll keep going until he's 50. I've always been impressed by Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, and other greats like Tom Brady who have families and continue to give it their all. For me, it just didn't happen. It's not a priority. My priority has always been my love for Formula One. The love of my life is Formula One." Williams have successfully appealed the decision to give Carlos Sainz Jr. 2 penalty points following his collision with Liam Lawson during the Dutch Grand Prix. At the time, Sainz was given a 10-second time penalty as well as 2 penalty points on his license, which he dubbed the most ridiculous thing he's ever heard in his life. While the time penalty could not be challenged post-race as Sainz served it during a pit stop, Williams have managed to strike the penalty points from his record. Over to Red Bull, as Dr. Helmut Marko has revealed that the team will allow Max Verstappen to compete at the 24 Hours of the Nürburgring in 2026. Verstappen secured the necessary permits last weekend at the Nordschleife to compete in endurance races at the circuit and will have Red Bull's permission to do so as well in the middle of the F1 season. Verstappen was bombing around the ring in a power-restricted Porsche Cayman 718 during the NLS7 event, completing 14 laps during a multi-class race to secure the permits needed to race in their 24-hour race. This takes place in May next year in a weekend without F1, and while Red Bull will allow him to do that, they won't let him do another famous endurance race. Quote, "It's unique that a 4-time world champion has to prove that he can drive a 240 horsepower Porsche around the ring. But he took it all on, even though he's probably already done 1,000 laps in the simulator. I'm sure he'll compete, and he'll be in contention for the overall victory. Le Mans is a different story. The speed differences and the different categories are even greater there. Long distance only at the Nürburgring." End quote. Tomorrow, the on-track action starts ahead of this weekend's Azerbaijan Grand Prix. We have just 8 races to go in 2025, so if you want to soak it all in, here is the full time schedule for all practice sessions, qualifying, and of course the race. There is no sprint in Baku, but there is an earlier start to all sessions this weekend, so pay attention. Free Practice 1 starts at 9:30 a.m. UK time on Friday or 4:30 a.m. Eastern time if you're in the US. FP2 is at 1 p.m. UK time or 8 a.m. Eastern. On Saturday, the morning session, FP3 is again at 9:30 UK time or 4:30 a.m. Eastern. Qualifying is always great in Baku, and that starts at 1 p.m. UK time or 8 a.m. Eastern. Finally, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix is an hour earlier than qualifying on Sunday, September 21st. The formation lap starts when the clock strikes noon if you're in the UK or 7 a.m. Eastern if you're in the US. Set that alarm, you Americans. Well, that's been it for today's news video. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned on our social media channels as we have some really cool content in the pipeline there. But thank you so much for watching this video and hopefully catch you in the next one. Peace.